Sexism in the Star Wars fan base. Daisy Ridley was just on the Today Show. And Daisy Ridley decided to defend the Star Wars fan base. And they've been getting a lot of flack recently that was undeserved ever since it was announced that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy was directing the next movie, Star Wars New Jedi Order, in which Daisy Ridley is starring. And she was asked about the movie, and she said, I haven't read the script yet, but it's going to be great, guys. She has no idea what's in the movie. She has no idea. Yeah, I really can't blame someone for playing an annoying character which they didn't write or come up with.
What I found funny is that I don't find that most people actually hate Daisy Ridley. They actually think that her career got ruined for this, and it wasn't her fault, that it was the writers and Kathleen Kennedy and the directors like Ryan Johnson. It was their fault, and she just kind of got caught in the middle. Same way they pretend like everybody hates John Boyega when the same exact thing is said, that they don't believe that it was John Boyega's fault. They think that John Boyega had the misfortune of being involved in a franchise where his story would have been far more interesting to tell, and they decided not to tell it. Mm-hmm. So what everybody attributes to racism and sexism is actually far more nuanced, but the media is evil, and the media lies and mischaracterizes. So
viewers of the sequel trilogy definitely didn't like Rey's character, but I don't think that translated into Daisy Ridley getting hate, because you can distinguish the real person from the character they play.
Should we watch the clip?
Above a room temperature IQ. So let's watch this clip of her on the Today Show where she gets baited into answering for sexist Star Wars fans.
That's so funny. Speaking of Sharmeen, I just have to ask, because there are some of the, I'd say, extreme Star Wars fans who have made this a conversation on the internet about how they don't want a female director. Which seems bizarre because episodes of The Mandalorian were directed by females. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy has been overseeing all of this. So, what is your take on that?
I think my take is things get blown out of proportion. And the interactions I've ever had with people have been nothing but wonderful and supportive. And honestly, the day we announced that I was coming back at Celebration last year, you cannot imagine the joy and goodwill in that room. So I've only ever been embraced. And I think we're going to make a great film and people will love it.
We cannot wait.
Tell us more about the
Yeah. So they're also about to say, tell us more about the film
that you
haven't even read the script for. Yes. And it's a fake answer, but it's what she needed to say, and it was the smart decision.
It's also funny because I don't think she has a very large social media presence, which probably plays a role in it.
I mean, yeah, if she's not looking at social media comments and all she knows about the general sentiment in the Star Wars fan base is that she went to Star Wars Celebration, which is full of shills, she's obviously going to think that most people are, like, really excited about the direction of the Star Wars universe, and how these stories are being written. She's not aware of any of this online discourse, it seems. Or if she is, she should remain playing ignorant about it, so that she doesn't get baited into attacking the fans and creating even more bad faith. So I think that she did a good job with this interview, and I want to give a kudos to her. And it does seem like we have good reason to believe that she cares about this franchise. I just saw recently a report that she was really stressed out about how to get this character right, even though it was written terribly. When offered the role, J.J. Abrams told Daisy Ridley to understand the scale. This is not a role in a movie. This is a religion for people. It changes things on a level that is inconceivable. Daisy Ridley's anxiety was so severe by the time The Last Jedi released that she developed holes in her stomach wall.
I love the idea that he just scares the shit out of her.
Scared straight, Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay, so they did kind of the same thing to Ben Affleck when he got hired as Batman.
Yeah.
The executives at Warner Brothers were like, bro, just don't go on social media for like 2 weeks. Just
don't F it up.
Yeah. Well, no, because they didn't want him to read all of the negative stuff that was eventually going to be said. Oddly enough, I don't remember it being that bad for him. Perhaps it was, and I just don't remember it. But
read the negative comments or don't read the negative comments about the movie. But for the love of all that is good and holy, don't respond.
Yes.
Don't feed into it.
All it does is Streisand affect the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't win. This is one of those weird circumstances where when you're in the context of an online argument, the anonymous person almost has all the power unless you're going to mobilize some type of either if you're gonna, maybe if you tell your followers to do something to them, that might do something. But if you're just an anonymous with a frog, like with a Pepe picture as your avatar, right? You can get under their skin very, very easily with very little repercussions to yourself. Now, if you're a person whose name is out there with a picture profile, sure, like when you argue with these people, they're fans or they're gonna come for you. But a lot of people like the chaos and don't seem to care. You don't do yourself any favors because the people who are gonna defend you are always gonna like you anyways. And you look bad to the people that don't want to see you fighting with the normies or fighting with the fans online.
Right.
There's just no benefit to it. Like I think I remember Chris Gore mentioning in an episode of Film Threat where he said like the first thing I would do if I was a major motion picture director today or producer, the first thing I'd do is ask every star, give me your social media logins. You're not going online for X period of time.
Well, no, you're an adult. Take care of your own business with what you do online. Like either look at hate comments or don't look at that. That part of the equation is entirely on you. But your response is part of your job. Yeah. And if I were Daisy Ridley, I would be mad at Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, who is directing this movie, who put me in this position.
Yeah.
Who put me in such a difficult position where I have to respond to a discourse about sexist Star Wars fans that I didn't start and I didn't feed into. That's who I would be pissed off at.
Just like Kanye shouldn't have responded.
True.
Most of the fans shouldn't respond either.
Same situation with Halle Bailey. She was never the target of all the hate.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.